Okay, so I've got a brand new setup guide today for users of Retrobat, which is very popular on my channel these days. It's pretty much what everyone's asking for. So just like what I did the other day with Cave on Retrobat, I'm going to pretty much base this around the very best games on the platform which I'm covering, which is OpenBOR. So if you're not familiar with OpenBOR, it's a free and open source side-scrolling game engine, and it became popular just after around 2003-2004. Where some fans of Streets of Rage developed a game for DOS titled Beats of Rage. And since then, people's been using this engine to develop their own favourite franchises. And shortly after this game was released, other people started using this engine when the source code for it was released. And so over time, to date in fact, people's been using this engine to add their own sprites from different franchises and incorporating those sprites into different games. And there's also games which pretty much feel like works from the ground up, like you wouldn't even notice it was taken from different parts of different games from the 90s, say. So the purpose of this video today is to briefly show you how to set this up through Retrobat, which is admittedly very simple, but I'm also going to be doing you a showcase on of my favourite OpenBOR games, which you've probably never seen before, so check this one out. Okay then, so first things first, if you're new to my channel and you like what you see today, hit notifications, press subscribe, and also like. It gets you the latest Retrobat, Launchbox, Batacera, Raspberry Pi, and many standalone emulation guides that I release pretty much every day. So what we're looking at then today is OpenBOR and how to use this in Retrobat. So very easily done. First of all, we're going to need some OpenBOR games. So you can find these very easily, and they're of course free. So I've just used my search engine, which is Google, just typed in OpenBOR ROMs download, and your first result is going to be OpenBOR games. I'll leave the link in my description for this anyways. Now, the problem is with OpenBOR, as much as there are some really quality fan-made games in this community, there is also some not very good games. So let's just download one of these games, and I'm going to show you how to set this up. So for example, let's just go for Alien vs Predator OpenBOR. So we're going to just press close on this, and if we just scroll down just a touch, we're going to find link. And this is going to bring us to MediaFire, and then it's just a simple case of downloading your game. So you'll get a little window pop up like this. Just close this down. As we can see, this is now downloading. So we downloaded our game, and what we're going to do first is just go into Retrobat, just right click on the shortcut, open file location, and you're going to find batgui.exe. So let's open up this executable file, and we're going to go to system list. Now, right at the top just here, we can see system, and I'm going to just left click on this, and we got a list of systems here that Retrobat supports. And let me just take this opportunity to remind you, if you don't see this list, there's a good chance you haven't downloaded and installed Visual C++ or DirectX. So check out my fully comprehensive setup guide on getting you started with Retrobat. So for this, we're going to just head down to OpenBOR. And here we go. So under extensions for OpenBOR, we got .pack in .exe, and this means that your games need to be ending with a .pack or .exe. Now, personally, I get more success with using .pack extensions. There's no libretto RetroArch cores here to be used. We need to download an emulator within Retrobat. So if we close out of here, and the game I've downloaded, this is downloaded in an archive, a zipped archive, and I'm using WinRAR, as you can see. So if I just right click on this and just open, we got our folder inside. So you might be using a different extraction tool such as WinZip or 7-zip. They're all going to work the same pretty much, but let's just drag out this folder. And most of your OpenBOR games are going to be in this same format. So once we drag that out, we can now delete this compressed WinRAR archive. Just delete this. And inside of Alien vs Predator, you're going to see several different folders. The one we need then for this is in the packs folder. And here it is. We got the AVP, Alien versus Predator.pack. So what I'm going to do with this, just drag this out onto my desktop for now and close this window down. And we're going to go back into the Retrobat directory. So right click on the shortcut, open file location, and you've got the ROMs folder. Now in the ROMs folder, we're going to just scroll down until we find OpenBOR. And here it is. So mine's empty for now, and all I'm going to do is literally just drag my avp.pack inside of this ROMs OpenBOR folder. Now, you might find with a lot of OpenBOR games that if you want to scrape artwork or preview videos, you'll likely find that a lot of them's not going to scrape anything, certainly with a name convention like this, which is AVP. So to make it a little bit more comprehensible for Retrobat to scrape, if you just right click on a game, show more options, rename, and I'm going to just call this one Alien versus Predator, which is going to give Retrobat and Screen Scraper more of a chance to determine what game this is. So some OpenBOR games, you're going to find lots of different numbers, lots of different letters after the name of the game itself. So if you do fail to scrape any artwork, just be sure to edit and rename your game, but just remember to leave the .pack on the end. So this is now put inside of Retrobat ROMs folder, and what I'm going to do whilst I'm here, I've actually got my favorite games which I'm going to be showcasing in a separate folder. So I'm going to just copy all of these. Now, let me just remind you that OpenBOR games, they're not particularly big in size. If we take a look what we got here, the largest game I've got is 287 kilobytes. So around 200 megabyte-ish. So let's just close this down and we're going to go into Retrobat now. Okay, so once we're inside of Retrobat, what you're looking for is Beats of Rage OpenBOR. So I'm going to go inside of this folder, and here's all my games that I've just put into that ROMs folder. And let's just go for Alien versus Predator. So if I boot this up, it's going to prompt us to download and install OpenBOR emulator. So just use yes on this, wait for it to install, and you're straight in there. And like I was saying, these are fan games. So let's just back out of here for now. And I'm going to attempt to get some artwork scraped for these games, but like I said, some of them aren't going to scrape, and that could be just a case of renaming the files that you downloaded. So let's go to main menu, scraper, and scrape now. And just let me remind you that if you do go into the scraper settings and you go to scrape from, you do have 4 other options here, although Screen Scraper is probably the best one to use, but sometimes the games DB is a pretty good scraper too for certain games. So I'm going to try this one as well. So set this to the games database, scrape now. And like I just said, sometimes it won't. So anyway, the options there. So we've scraped these games, so I'm going to go back to main menu, game settings, update game list, and yes. So we got a fair amount of artwork downloaded here, more than I expected actually. But there's other games here such as Mighty Final Fight which aren't scraping. So like I say, just rename your names of your games that you downloaded. So this is it. If we go to view options, advanced system options, under emulator, just leave this one to auto. And under decorations, we've of course got our decorations on the side of the screen rather than having black bars. Although I find a lot of OpenBOR games are pretty much defaulted to 16:9 ratio. So we've also got shader set, and this is where you can apply different shaders, such as scan lines. I'm going to just leave this one to auto, but by all means, just test these out. Next we got is game aspect ratio. So just leave this one to auto. Like I was just saying, most of these games are going to be in 16:9 ratio anyways. Okay, so now we've got everything up together. Like I was saying, this is going to now showcase the very best of what OpenBOR has to offer, or in my humble opinion. Like I was saying, there's plenty of OpenBOR games out there. A lot of them are very good, but there are some stinkers out there. So we're going to start this off with He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. So as you can see, He-Man Masters of the Universe is actually a really cool side-scrolling beat 'em up. And if you was a fan of He-Man from back in the 80s, then undoubtedly you'll like this game. He-Man, it was a little bit before my time. I was more of the Turtles generation. So let's next check out everyone's favourite fighter, which is Golden Axe. This is Golden Axe Returns. So there you go, Golden Axe returns. So if you're familiar with the famous Mega Drive port of this, which was already an arcade game, you'll probably be used to that really typical 16-bit sound, those the really tinny sound. So as you can hear, the sound quality in Golden Axe Remake is phenomenal. It sounds amazing, and it truly is worth playing if you're a Golden Axe fan. It kind of seems like you're playing a brand new game altogether. So next up, we're going to go for Double Dragon Reloaded Alternate Edition. So there we go, that's Double Dragon Reloaded, alternate edition. And as you can see from the start of that, we got the option to actually select random sprites from different games. As you can see in our preview video, we got the Hulkster, and you can actually play as the Hulkster from WWF or WWE, what it eventually turned into, through Double Dragon Reloaded. So it's definitely worth checking out. Next up, we're going to go for Beats of Rage itself. So as we can see there, a complete reworking of Streets of Rage 1 and 2. Don't know if there's any elements of Streets of Rage 3 in with this game, but it's really interesting to see the control of different characters in this one. So next up, we have got a Turtles game. This is recolored and extended.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
So as we can see, that's a port of a port. So obviously this was a Nintendo NES game originally. So obviously Turtles is a port of the Nintendo NES 8-bit from the arcade game, which released in 1989. And as you can see on this NES port, You've actually got the ability to play up to 4 players on this version, as well as having decent music in the background, which sounds pretty good to me, and also a complete change in colour. So it's worth checking out if you're a big fan of the Turtles arcade game, as well as a Nintendo NES port of that arcade game. So next up, we're going to go to a platformer, and this is Thundercats. So as we can see, it's almost a port of one of those early Commodore 64 games, and that was pretty much held as one of the worst. So that's Thundercats, and it's worth playing that just for a bit of nostalgia alone. I'd totally recommend that one. It's a great platformer. Next up, we have got A Tale of Vengeance, and for fighter fans who's into Street Fighter, you seriously need to download and check this one out. So as we can see, really cool. There's even characters in that from Final Fight, so well worth checking out that one. Next up, we have got Street Fighter Rage. So there you go. If you ever fancied taking on the characters from the Street Fighter games in a Streets of Rage format, then Street Fighter Rage is the way to go. Next up, we got Mighty Final Fight Forever. So as you can see, this is a port of the Nintendo NES game, and it plays really well too. So it's not so manic as the other fighters I've been through, but it's definitely a good game and it controls really nice too. So finally, I'm going to end off this with Alien vs Predator. I think this is most people's favourite arcade game. So that's it for this setup guide and pretty much another showcase like I did with Cave the other day for Retrobat. So as you can see, there really is some great games to try out which are absolutely free through OpenBOR. So again, like I said at the beginning of my video, if you're new to my channel, make sure to hit notifications, subscribe and like so you don't miss any more upcoming Retrobat setup guides that I do, as well as other front-end systems and Android and lots of other. If there's emulation, retro emulation, just Jamie pretty much covers it. So also be sure to check me out on social media. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok, and I'm just going to ask if you can spare anything. I'm asking for donations at the moment just to expand my channel to work on new projects to give you setup guides such as portable devices. So that'd be really great and I'd be really appreciative if you was to do that. Anything will help and I'm going to save it all up and get something decent out of that. But until next time, stay retro.